Motorcycle Adventure Dirt Bike TV, supported proudly by Adventure Spec in the UK, Rally Raid Products, Giant Loop in the United States, Adventure Moto in Australia, Pirelli Tyres, Motul Oils, RK Chains and Australian Adventure Bike Magazine.
Nugget and I have had two great wins. Firstly, we've been invited by Craig Woody Woodward and Elise of Ellwood Motorcycle Adventures to join them on a 10-day adventure from Cairns to Darwin, and then go exploring with them in the Western Australian Kimberleys, where they hope to expand their motorcycle adventure tours. And to make it even better, Husqvarna Australia have given Nugget and I two brand new Husky 701s to ride on this 7,000 kilometre adventure across Australia's tropical top end. Nugget and I were over the moon when Husky offered us the bikes. I'd recently ridden the Husqvarna long range and had been very impressed. The Huskies are light and powerful with excellent suspension and handling. Out of the box they are a premium adventure mount and require little modification, just an off-road bash plate, metal handguards and rally pegs. In this next stage of the adventure, we leave the tour behind in Darwin and head southwest towards the Kimberleys. Just 5 bikes, no support and the gear we carry. In terms of motorcycle adventure, the Kimberley region in Western Australia can be regarded as one of the final frontiers. Its unique and ancient geological history that stretches back 1800 million years sets it apart from anywhere I've ever ridden in this country. In those ancient times, the Kimberley was a separate landmass that collided with the mainland to form towering cliffs, dramatic ranges, spectacular waterfalls, country just made for motorcycle adventure. Back at Mataranka, heading to Western Australia, heading towards Lake Argyle. So we're ready to go. Nugget, are you good?
Good, mate.
You good? Have you got a man bun on now? What's going on here? What's this, the samurai?
The samurai. One of her elastic bands, and I've got a ponytail. I've never had a ponytail.
Yeah.
Can't even shake it anymore.
I can't say it's a fashion that's going to stick, but hey.
Milk here too, brother.
So we leave the bikes here at a mate's place, and then we head off. There's just 5 of us now. Elise is ready to rock and roll. She's good to go. Yep. We've got our dried food. We've got our tuna. Ready to go. Got our tuna. We're going to live on
rice cream.
Rice cream. This is where I start getting envious of Nugget. Like with his over 500 k's range. Now he knows how to use the tank squid.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an incident we've had there. I do remember.
Rookie error. So you're telling me I pushed him 20 k's in with my foot
when he had
it grows an extra 5
in Arnhem.
So what he had one of these taps turned off. So half of that fuel.
It's only a roof above.
God.
Am I going to have to give you fuel again, Dave?
Well, you haven't given me fuel yet. You just left me.
I had a laugh. I did laugh there. I rounded up someone else to get you fuel though. Have you had to fuel him up yet?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, we all have.
All right, gotta get that.
Way back.
Harold, thank you for the bladder.
That's a good bladder, isn't it?
Dave doesn't go anywhere without his giant loop bladder.
Can we stop the adverts? Jesus. With a speed limit of 130 kilometres per hour, we are quickly knocking over the distance. Well, that was until a rookie error on my part held us up. Running an ultra heavy duty tube underinflated at speed on hot tarmac is a recipe for a flat. Not only did I stuff the tube, but I'd also beaten the rim tape to death in the process.
I think that's what's happened. I think it was great on the dirt, but...
Yeah, prolonged 130k an hour because that's the speed limit here in the Northern Territory.
Yeah, that's what's done it, isn't it?
Yep.
Squid uses the old tube to make a rim tape, which we finish off with a layer of gaffer tape.
Okay, so look how, this is great having this duct tape, isn't it, Squid?
Oh.
See, it's perfect. See, so we've put that heavy duty tube underneath for those aggressive kind of spoke nipples, and now we're just going around with this and it just fits perfectly.
If it was good enough for Peter Brock to win 9 Bathursts with his car taped together, mate, it's good enough for us.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the tube fairy has got me by the ghoulies, and just 10 k's down the road I've got my second flat on the rear. Fortunately, Perry stopped to give us a hand.
Perry.
Thanks, mate.
You're on YouTube now.
Squid and I are running a bit behind now, and meanwhile Nugget has moved ahead on the lookout for a snapping handbag. And true to form, once we catch up with him, he comes up with the goods.
God, Nugget, you are a crocodile hunter.
Yeah, I've seen a few. They're in the pandanus, but they dive down real quick. He's up on the shore.
Fresh nugget.
He looks like there's 2 set of eyes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
Just there. Looks like one just under the water.
Yeah, he's up there on the bank with his mouth open.
Mate, you are a real crocodile finder.
Yeah. How many handbags do you reckon you make?
Oh, two handbags.
Normally, transport days stuck on big, boring, flat roads is not something that excites me, and I avoid it when I can. We had our compass fixed on a bearing west, and by about midday, huge landforms, dramatic ridges and cliffs emerged from the horizon. There was never a dull moment. In the late afternoon, the tall grass became drier and spot fires dotted the landscape, and the air was filled with bush smoke. These were deliberately lit fires to reduce the intensity of summer fires that would get out of control in the long, dry, hot season. But they have many other benefits that are good for the environment. These days it's called cultural burning, but in reality Indigenous communities had been practicing this form of land care for thousands of years.
Huge boab tree. We've got 180 k's to go, I think, till we get to Lake Argyle. Is that what it is, Nugget? No. As long as I don't set this dry grass on fire while we're getting out. Oh yeah, we'll be out of it.
So we are at the West Australian Northern Territory border.
Yep.
Just coming through, doing our COVID checks and quarantine, making sure that we haven't got any illegal substances.
No,
fruit
it's
or
a bit veg.
Yeah. And we're all good. We passed.
We're all good, we passed.
Yep.
So the Western Australian Police are here and quarantine are here. And we get going. And how far out are we now?
I've only got maybe
42 k's.
30 k's, Lake Argyle.
Ah,
I like ugly.
Lake Argyle. Police, you nearly got hit by a stork.
I did. Very close. Did you see a poo come out?
Yeah.
Out of you at the store.
I nearly got hit by a bird. Woody did get hit by a bird.
Yeah, he took out a bird.
Couple of, I didn't see a buffalo, saw snakes.
Snakes.
It's only about 7 k's.
See ya. Well, we're out of quarantine. You're still, COVID's still present, and there's still the checks to be done. Heard that was good. The local Western Australian Police there gave us a hand. Thank you, Western Australian cops. And the quarantine guy was very helpful. And we're back on our way. really don't like riding it this time, but apparently Lake Argyle is absolutely stunning and worth this. I tell you a thing though, on fatigue, I've just washed my visor and it's the smartest thing I ever did. Because it's nice and clear again, and yeah, I've got much better vision. And this is the thing, you know, as you get tired, you start missing out on those things that actually keep you prepared, and one of them is good vision, and you don't have good vision if you've got bugs all over your glasses.
We don't do photo, we do 4K video, mate.
Oh, yeah, mate.
You look up the top there, Woody and Elise are up the top of the dam wall. Wow. Nugget, where are we, mate?
Hey, we're at Lake Argyle Dam and the Ord River that side, the dam that side. The water's flowing out 2 pipes. It's awesome. It's pretty inspiring.
Huge dam, 17 times Sydney Harbour.
That's pretty big. That's a lot of baths.
They're in it now. I haven't got my bloody ABS off. Oh wow, look at that valley. Isn't that amazing? How good was that? Beautiful. Let's go. How's this? Nugget, the Suzukis are running out of juice.
Dave Darcy.
Do you know why we're running out of fuel? Because we had to empty fuel out of this to put into the Husky.
Oh, that's
I've
outrageous.
seen a Husky go.
That is a lie, Nugget. That's
99% of the Husky was on the ground, wasn't it, Nugget?
Oh, it was.
It was so. How he gathered it up, I will never know.
You know what? I've got it on video. They're full of it.
I was gonna
All
whip
under
my
control.
camera
It's
out.
on video. They're exaggerating.
What, in the sand?
Crossed up in the sand. he
Nugget's
went,
eyes were that round. He's like, he's looking at me going,
"Oh,
he's
God,
that close.
No,
over."
no, princess.
You see, Dave, you gathered it up. Well,
At least they're full of
I
it.
think it was
Are
a
they?
birdie. Wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
I
on-
didn't see it, so it didn't happen.
GoPro,
Yeah.
it's there. I've
Camera
got it.
doesn't lie.
Pure brute strength and pride that kept that up, Dave. Nothing else.
No, it was skill.
So Dave, one thing that is probably not a good thing, but it does turn out handy. Whenever you run out of fuel and you need a bottle, I can guarantee you, no matter where you are in Australia, if you ride for a kilometre down the road, you'll find a bottle.
And that's what we
just
did.
You'll find a bottle or a
Coca-Cola
can
is
sitting on the side of the road.
To those dirty bastards who litter Australia,
Yep.
thank you.
Yeah.
Also, your sandwich bag, Ziploc bag.
They hold a litre. Doesn't look like it, but you can do 3 of them before it falls apart.
Wow.
I learnt that up the Cape with my sandwich bag.
Yeah, I suppose you ate your sandwiches before you...
I've eaten a few sandwiches, mate. It was never a problem having an empty sandwich bag in my kit.
We head north to Kununurra, which is the gateway into some of the best and most unique adventure riding I've done in this country. But like everything in this huge brown land, there's big kilometres to travel.
Okay, so there's crocodiles to the right. You've got to watch it, it's slippery. Watch the bike. You do not want to make a mistake. There's about 20 crocodiles to the right hand side there. They just sit there and wait for the barramundi to come over. See this guy fishing?
It's amazing to think that I rode from London to Sydney and didn't get one flat. And on this trip I've already had 2. I've always held the view that you make your own luck, and by riding tyres slightly overinflated reduces the likelihood of pinch flats. But as Squid and I waited for Nugget on the side of the road, we had no idea this would be the start of an emotional journey for Nugget called tube anxiety. Until this trip I didn't even know the condition existed, but by the end of the trip we were feeling it. And this is how it all started.
I bet you it's a back flat tyre. Front?
Yeah. Alright, boys. He's only about a couple of metres down here.
Okay.
You want to go tell him, Dave, and I'll go fix it. He's got tubes, eh?
Yes. I think I'll come back first.
I had this horrible feeling that Nugget didn't have any front tubes with him, and I think it's my fault. But there's no way in the world I'm going to concede that out in the bush. And anyway, Nugget, if you're listening, I'm going to admit it now. I stuffed up.
Trying to find something to lift his bike up on.
Have you got a tube? All we need to know?
We just got to make sure you got a front tube. If you don't, I've got a front tube.
No, Squid, I reckon I'm going to earn a lot of money here. I reckon he doesn't have a front tube at 21.
One day, I'm going to wet my pants.
Mate, what sort of an adventurer would go travelling without a tube, Dave?
I don't know, but I reckon you're there.
What's that?
That's an 18. Oh, he's got it. Is that an 18 or a 21?
It's a 21.
He's there. He's past
Yeah.
adventure school.
You do not travel without your tubes, I've learned.
Yeah, I know.
Hang on. It's 18, you liar.
You've given me 2 18s.
I haven't given you anything. You...
You gave me the
I
2 tubes that
did
come out of
not.
my bike.
I did not give you 2 18s. Don't He's serious.
These are the tubes that came out of the bike when we
I
put the
don't.
extra heavy duties
Oh,
in.
did you hear that speech? You got to be prepared.
I heard it all.
You heard it all.
I'm running what you gave me.
Oh, mate.
Wow.
So do you want my 21 inch
Gonna
now?
need- You must have 2 21s and I've got the 2 18s.
No, I've got one 21 and one 18.
Well, how did I end up with 2 18s?
Because you're not an adventurer's left testicle. Oh, here you go. Hang on.
No, it's another 18.
He's got.
Serious. I bought that today.
You've got 3 18s,
I got 3 18s.
mate. Mate. God,
I will stretch it.
no.
Do nothing.
Okay. So, see this? This is a 21 inch that Nugget needs because what has he got? He's got 3 18s, but we'll leave that for another day. So what's happened, Squid?
Well, you can see here by the rim.
Oh yeah, he's hit it.
That's what happens when a very short man with a very large stomach tries to ride at high speed. Something always going to.
It was a bang.
Something's going to break, and for once it wasn't his waistline.
It was a bang. I'll give it that. I just boom.
So what we got
That's
now?
a DID rim, like they're pretty strong.
Oh yeah, they're strong. They're not nugget proof.
They're not nugget proof.
No, they're not.
Anyway, there's the tube. That's what's that? That's potato wedges.
Cartage out
Cartage,
there.
yeah.
$1.60 a kilometre. You know, freight. Mate, we'd be in for $300-400 there, wouldn't we, Nugget?
It'd be nearly worth it.
And my labour for putting it in.
With Nugget's pinch flat fixed, we're back on the road and heading to an adventure trail that had everything and more. I know it's a big call, but this day's riding would go down as some of the best I have ever experienced. Great weather, a stunning huge landscape, tricky topography, and a trail surface that varied from bottomless mud to plate-sized rocks and everything in between. But what lifted this ride to another level was the navigational challenges. This area had been inundated by one of the biggest wet seasons in years, and parts of the trail were still underwater and other sections had been washed away.
Move out of the road. Oh wow, have a go. It's up here. Woohoo! Like an inland sea. Oh, wow. Wow, have a go at that.
Our navigation task for the day was to go around the right-hand side of that huge bluff and follow alongside that range all the way to the Gibb River Road and the Pentecost River crossing.
How good is this?
Mate, that little shorty, I come over the hill, these two are riding through, Mickey Bull's running everywhere, Land Cruiser in the background.
Mate, this is Adventureland. This is bloody brilliant.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Way along this track now. Park grass, wash out, just don't know what's coming next, so you don't want to go too far. Oh, shit. Just keep the toes up too. Toes in.
We're now in the floodplains of the Pentecost River, and our objective is to ride towards the end of that range that is far away in the distance. Every now and again we are picking up the track, but as we move further out onto the floodplain, much of the track has been washed away in the big wet. Without the advantage of altitude, trips and traps lay in front of us that only become apparent flying the drone. We find that floodwater is still laying around, and although the dried mud looks hard-packed and solid, I've been in these conditions before and I'm extremely wary. I've been down my axles in mud in this type of terrain as the bike breaks through that crusty surface into a bottomless pit of black ooze. And I've been lucky to escape, so when Elise moves towards an area that I know will be softer, I have my heart in my mouth, because if she gets stuck, it will take all of us a very long time to get her out.
Woody's taking us. The Pentecost River is on our right. The problem is you've seen Squid go to our left because he's concerned that the mud flats will get us, I think. Anyway, let's see what unfolds next. Left. You must be happy now with the route. It's coming back to us. As before, I reckon that's a real risk. That's a real risk. Woody's going for it. Yeah, I don't know. No. Yeah, that's what's happening. See how Elise got stuck there? Yeah, I've been in mud flats before. It's just, that's dangerous. We're going to have to navigate our way around there. Ooh. You were lucky.
That's the way, but we're going to have to go around. This is where we got to.
Yeah. So that's the track over there,
This is what turned us around.
Where's the track?
just on top of that hill.
Well, we've got to find a way around. What about up around there?
Yeah.
I reckon you got around the river up there.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, it's tricky stuff. We've got to get... So the track's over there. They know where they're going. What an amazing adventure. You know, Western Australia, the last frontier. I'm going to say it once and I'm going to say it again. Just brilliant. Gibber. I've never seen gibber like that. That is huge. That's a bull, I think. No, it's a cow. Don't know my anatomy very well.
As we move closer to the range, the conditions get a little rougher and trail speed drops. We come upon a fresh track that is heading in the right direction, and we stick with that for a while, but there is no guarantee this is taking us to the Pentecost River crossing. It could be just a farmer's track, and that's why we have to keep our wits about us and keep roughly heading in the right direction. And if we feel the track is taking us away from where we want to head, we go back to riding cross country. Hopefully we can loop around the big mud flat and pick up the trail on the other side. But this landscape is huge and it is more challenging than you think.
Now this is a fair dinkum wilderness track.
We're back off the trail and heading tentatively across tall grass that hides large rocks, mud holes, snakes and potentially a crocodile or two. Ringing in my ears is motocross legend Stephen Gall's best advice as to how to avoid lower leg fractures from hitting unforeseen obstacles. Keep your toes in. I can hear him saying it now. Keep your toes in.
Down the track again. How good was that, Elise?
Oh, I love this sort of riding. Like when you kind of know where you're going, but you still got to guess a little bit, follow GPS, find the track, rocky.
So we're still going to follow the Coburn Ranges.
Yeah.
All the way as far as we can see.
Wow.
And then, so we're running parallel with the Pentecost River.
Right.
And then we'll hit the Gibb River Road over there somewhere.
Yep.
And then start running across west on the Gibb.
The legacy of Elise's excursion into the mud is
Mangrove mud too.
mangrove mud.
It's like Play-Doh. Look at this.
Oh, crumbs.
Yeah. It's not. I need to get it out before it's starting to bake like rock hard. I've never seen mud like it. It's just sticky. It's like clay. You could make a pot.
What's wrong?
Nugget, have you dipped into Rosie's bash plate? Holy snapping. That's a decent. It's a decent.
Well,
That's a decent dent. Oh, look at that.
Look at the gear lever. Look at the angle of the gear lever.
No, that's his brake
That's
lever.
my brake pedal.
Oh,
mate.
brake lever, sorry.
It's been up.
Get back to the Suzuki.
Around that mud flat and trying to get up onto this ridge where the track goes. This is the trouble, you know, it's a big wet this year and it's made life a little bit tricky, but you know, we're running on we've got a GPS which tells you roughly where you're lost. At the end of the day, you still got to ride the topography and get through the obstacles, and this is a big vast land, as you can see. Whoa! Oh! You alright? I just turned on the video, Elise.
Wrong gear.
Oh, I don't know if I can. Hang on, I've got to find us.
Oh, it's Nugget's down.
Oh, I saw that.
Hey.
I got that on video too. Hang on. It's really tricky in this long grass. All sorts of things hiding. Very. Oh shit, that nearly knocked me off. The afternoon sun. What a cracking vista. Honestly, this is some of the best adventure riding I've done in many years. So memorable. You know, in my own country too. Which makes it even better. Wow. This road has thrown everything at us. Everything. Deep sandy ruts, gravel, big plates of shale that nearly threw Nugget clean off his bike when it bounced up and flipped up under his bash plate. And this sort of stuff just comes out of nowhere. Just make sure you're on your toes. Lisa's doing it well. And then into sand. Just to keep your balance. Got everything this track. It's tested us all day. Give us the most magnificent views. It's like marshes or something. Whoa. It's alright. Yep. It's like a bull dusty sort of thing. Oh, that's bull dust. Snake, stop! That's what I said. I kept saying snake and you didn't hear me.
Oh, now that is a black-headed python.
Is that a black-headed python or what?
Definitely.
I'll pick him up.
Oh God, now we've got
Blackhead, isn't it?
80% of people are bitten by snakes when they're grabbing hold of them.
Serious?
Yeah, it's a blackhead. Just look at him.
He's alright.
Nice. Don't pick him up.
Where's his
Venomous.
head?
Is it a black-headed python?
He's a black-headed python or a tiger snake.
Yeah,
So they're not venomous, are they?
Yeah, it's black-headed python.
Yeah, there's his black head.
Yeah, they're harmless.
Whoa, you come around to have a crack at the tree.
Good on him, I say. Just leave the little critter alone.
Bloody amazing, isn't it?
Mate, this is some of the most memorable riding I've had since India, I reckon.
Certainly an adventure when you can't even see where you're going. And
Nah, it's great.
football-sized rocks, you're just hitting in the grass.
Mate, I saw you hit one. It just lifted the whole back of your bike off the ground about a foot. Yeah.
They're big, that's for sure. Stood up on end.
Oh, look at these rocks.
The day's ride had been relentless but great fun, and very rewarding. We had reached the crossing of the Pentecost River on the Gibb River Road and had to celebrate with a crossing in the setting sun. Our camp for the night would be El Questro, a ritzy resort that would sting us $24 for a barramundi burger. We rode into camp in the dark, but the adventure wasn't quite over yet.
Thanks, mate. So good.
How good was that?
I got some great footage of you.
I tell you, you can ride well, mate.
You are kidding me. Woody, are you serious? Oh. Let's go. Oh. crossing the Pentecost River at 9 o'clock at night. This is a breakdown in conditions. Nugget nearly went over then. You're kidding me. You are kidding me. What a way to finish the day. Nugget, you nearly went in too. You had a bit of a panic rev there.
Oh. Nugget, how cold was that?
Oh shit. You'd freeze a paddle pop in there, mate. That's how cold my sack was. I was freezing.
God, how'd you go, Squid?
Well, we're clearly not that intelligent, Dave, because me and Nugget had a discussion about the 0-degree sleeping bags we left in the support vehicle 2 days ago.
There was 3 of them there.
Mate, I'm telling you now, last night I was in trouble, Dave. I was in trouble. I didn't think you were going to have a sweep rider today.
No, it's freezing.
Left in the
What happened there, Nugget? How come you got that?
My skills got mixed up with my ambition.
You're behind the sweep for the first time for 14 days.
Yes.
I thought they're going to leave me. Oh, no. A little nugget panic.
Where are you guys from?
Oh, from the southwest WA, a couple from Perth, one from Bunbury.
Right. So how long you been on the road?
About a week and a half now. Got a week and a half plus a bit of indulgence at the end if we're lucky.
Yes. How's the BMs going?
Awesome. They eat up the long distances, but as you can imagine with all this, they can be a bit heavy on some of the tricky crossings.
I was going to say, straight out of here, there's a nice little river crossing to get out of here.
There is. Yeah, and in fact, I reckon that one just here is tougher than the Pentecost right at the moment.
All right.
Pentecost down on the Gibb River Road is quite shallow. We went and had a bit of a peek yesterday and a bit of a squiz down some tracks.
You got to watch the other side of the Pentecost. The other side is deep.
Hollow.
Yeah. No, we rode it last night. Yeah.
Oh, right, gotcha. So, yeah, the depth is not so bad for us. It's the bloody big kundis, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck. I'm going to film you going across this crossing down here.
I hope I get to see the footage.
Yeah, oh, don't worry, you will. How you liking your ride?
Fantastic.
Yeah, had a good time?
Had a great time. It's great up here. Everyone should come up here, especially on the bike.
Yeah. It's great on a bike. Lovely once you get going, isn't it? Even when it's hot, it's lovely.
It's just the annoying dust, but that's a first world problem.
Yeah. Boys, where do you think our leader's going to take us today? I mean, he kicked the goal yesterday. That was
Hard to top yesterday, but he's a pretty special bloke, mate. He's pretty good at doing this, Dave. I've followed him around Australia for the last 15 years of my life, and I let him do the navigation, mate. He's that good at it.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, we've both ridden various countries, and I must say that was one of the best days riding I've ever had yesterday.
Yeah, that was up there, wasn't it?
Just doing circle work, trying to find a track. Everyone's doing circles, looking.
Trying to find the track. Yeah, because the wet season's been big, hasn't it?
Were you riding or sliding?
Oh, yeah.
Both.
One stack, let's see.
Yeah, well, I don't know if there's one stack.
The goat.
I think anyone who does that terrain and gets through, you can be forgiven for a couple of falls.
Mate, of course you can, mate. And that's the main thing, and ride to your limits.
It was a good slider.
Yeah, no, I know you got a good injury there on your elbow. And let's have a look at this bash plate now. We've got a bit more time.
Yep.
Mate, I saw you when you hit that. So what Nugget did, I was behind him. Then there was this a rock plate, and it when he after his front wheel went off, it flipped up and went bang and hit. You can see there, it hit his bash plate and lifted the whole bike up off the ground about a foot. I don't know how you managed to stay on it, mate.
I travelled on the front wheel for about 5 minutes.
I know you did.
And all it was like 8 seconds on a bull. All I was thinking is, Rosie's gonna kill me.
But yeah, they're having a ball on these big bikes. See, they've travelled some huge kilometres. But I can't help but think, like, they're really top heavy. Oh, Nugget's stealing a Beamer.
I've stole the Beamer. I reckon I could get it. It says 240.
Yeah.
I reckon I could get it.
El Questro on its own is a magnificent tourist resort. There's so much to do here. But
Woody's got other plans for us. We're heading the isolation. Equestro provided us a shower, some fuel, a very expensive meal, and $65 a shout for ginger beer. 5 bottles of ginger beer was $65. So you need a home loan if you're going to get rat-faced here. Anyway, last night we came down and we crossed this river in the dark, and there was a little bit of consternation there, but we got through, a bit of humour. But those guys on the BMW, they're going to come down through here in a minute. Right, that keeps you on your toes. Okay, I'm going to film these Beamer boys getting through that. I think the thing for them is their bikes are really top heavy. You know, they've loaded their fuel and their water way up high. But anyway, let's see how they go. Here goes Woody and Squid. Where's... This was a pretty decent crossing last night in the dark, Nugget, eh?
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah,
eh?
Especially not knowing how far we had to go after it.
No.
Yeah.
So here come the Beamer boys.
I got my helmet off just in case I've got a race in here. I'm willing to. Yeah. He's zigzagging, he's going for it. Yeah! Woo!
Next.
Don't stop.
Whoop. Good save, good save, well done.
Yeah.
Woo!
Give it some.
Oh, he's going for the crocodiles. Come on, keep it up, keep going, keep going, keep going. Keep going, A for effort, come on, you're nearly there. Yes, come on, don't hit me.
Keep going. Keep it going.
Mad TV, you're on it. Well done, mate.
Well done.
Well done. Woo! They're through. Wow, look at this place. Nugget, where are you taking me? Stunning, isn't it?
Feels like I'm in the rainforest of Papua New Guinea.
Yeah, it's amazing. Apart from the people, it's like Pitt Street.
I can hear them.
Hear the pygmies? Here we are in the Western Australian wilderness. Not a person to be seen. Oh my God.
Your bloke's got the right
Squid's
idea.
in.
He just travels in shorts.
Squid's in. He's
I'm
in.
finding this Western Australia is a
He's in,
land
Nugget.
of immense contrasts. One moment we're being tested to navigate our way through a huge isolated landscape, and the next, with crowds matching what I'd find on Bondi Beach, I'm fighting to find a waterhole to swim in. If yesterday is anything to go by, one thing is for sure. Woody will be navigating us towards some of the most rewarding adventure riding I've done in years.